Welcome back to another episode of the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Henry. And as usual, with me, I got my brethren Sam, and my brethren Walter, and we talking everything West Indies cricket. Last episode we wondering what's going on with the A team. No A team has been announced 2 days before the one-day match kicks off at the Darren Sammy Stadium. We're wondering if we were to show up there, or if we pulling up YouTube or ESPN, wherever the matches are going to be shown, who are we looking for? Boom, this afternoon, squad gets announced for all the 1 day and the 4 day test matches, unofficial test matches. So we're going to be diving into that for a little bit. Some thoughts on who's been picked, who we should be looking forward to great things from, especially given that the test team will be selected in the not too distant future. We're also going to be talking about the 1 day series for the Ireland leg of the UK tour. We're going to touch on the first match. What are our thoughts? Do a little bit of preview on it. And then we'll let you guys do your thing down in the comments like you've been doing over the past few weeks. Y'all been cutting up down there. Anyways, fellas, when we look at the squad or the different squads that were selected for this South Africa A series, both the 1 day and the 4 day unofficial test matches, what were some of the things that jumped out at you? I'll start with Sam.
The thing which jumped out at everyone. Where is Joshua Da Silva? That's the first thing which, screamed at me. So, as we've been saying time and time again on this podcast, West Indies cricket cannot simply just drop a squad on us. There needs to be a proper press conference. Earlier today, I heard that there was going to be a press conference at 2 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time, but nothing materialized, at least not from what I was privy to. So I stand corrected if they actually had a press conference and only special invitees or what have you, but they needed a press conference to answer some questions, you see? So not having Joshua Da Silva there, did he turn down playing in the South Africa tour? What is it? So that's my first comment. I'll let you guys jump in.
Walter?
I mean, yeah, good night, good day, good night, whenever you watch this. Good night to everyone. Good day to everyone. As Sam said, the first thing is where's Joshua Da Silva and I hope that West Indies, I hope that there was a press conference, because West Indies needs to be more transparent with this. As we said, I at least they put something online, but we need more information. Like because we all have questions that we like to ask, and I hope the media personnel or people would ask some of the pertinent questions that we all have as fans. You want me to go into my squad, what I think about the various squads, Kevin, at this time, or you want us to?
No. Do you think that Cricket West Indies could have announced this squad, or should have announced this squad much earlier than 2 days before the start of the tour?
Yeah, I think they should. They should have done this probably a week ago.
Because how long does it take to gather this squad together, put it out there for public consumption?
Yeah.
What it says, gentlemen, there is a possibility that all is not well in the West Indies camp. Right? Because sometimes, when there are dissenting voices and people are not agreeing to things, decisions might very well be put off for another period, because if there is early consensus, you put out whatever. So things might not be going very well behind the scenes.
I'd say something different, Sammy. I think that what might be the problem is that West Indies is in a transition phase where we
Last 30
transition.
years.
Well, yeah. Well, we there's worse. We more like a right, but because we've been changing coach, we changed coaches, we changed captains, I think, and there's a lot of personnel changes going on. So maybe that's the problem because when you look at who's coaching these teams, you could see that there was some changes going on or some reshuffling and pushing this person back and all of these kind of things. So, and maybe as Sammy, maybe could be both. Maybe it's that also, and there's some dissenting voices. People are always using out in the Caribbean. They're always cussing. Nobody never satisfied with nothing that anything happened. Every people cussing that Chase the captain no and
Well,
and all.
you can't please everybody.
Yeah,
You understand?
so yeah.
And it's like I said the other night, the nationalism will come to the fore. Everybody feel that people from their island or their territory should be there.
And Kevin,
No, there's nothing wrong with that, right?
But Kevin, that is why that the West Indies Cricket Board need to be more transparent with us because we're so divided, and because nepotism is a thing. Nepotism is part of the culture. People gonna jump up and people gonna say that Virginia Chandrika should open West Indies batting and them kind of nonsense. You understand? Like these are the things that will happen. We have to understand that these things will happen. So we have to be clear. If you're picking Virginia Chandrika to open West Indies batting, you can say, okay, Virginia Chandrika was picked because of this reason and that reason.
Walter, but you were the one who were backing Chandrika.
Not never. Don't make that joke. Me? I would never.
Kevin, who does Walter resemble? Look at Walter with his glasses on. Which West Indies great does Walter look like? That is the person who was supporting Chandrika. Not the Walter.
But my name, you look. My name is on the screen. My name that anyway. I get
right.
what you're saying.
Listen,
you
fellas.
get it now.
So when I look at this, the one-day squad, let's jump into the one-day squad for a little bit and look at a couple of players, right? When I see a name, O'Shane Thomas. O'Shane jumped on the scene around 2019, I think or 2018, I think it was, and bowling really fast, getting up there, 150 clicks an hour, causing trouble for the likes of Chris Gayle and stuff. And over time, he just kind of faded away. I see West Indies are making a concerted effort to keep him included. Walter, you think this is like a last chance saloon for O'Shane Thomas?
Yeah, this is if O'Shane got to grab this. He's been like, I even think Lee Words picked him because they work out to Antigua and the West Indies. Maybe that's a West Indies cricket board influence thing. So yes, this is O'Shane need to grab this, take this opportunity. I hope he's been training hard. But O'Shane is a symptom. Him being where he is a symptom of where West Indies cricket is. He's a microcosm of the wider cricket, what's happening in West Indies cricket. And I hope that this immensely talented young man grabs this opportunity. If this goes out, I don't think that he might fall to the doldrums of West Indies cricket. And I probably won't even get things like even T20 contracts because he needs this is his chance. This is his time. The time is now for him.
I see Carrie Pierre's name appear here also. What kind of message? Carrie Pierre is well into his 30s. Now, I don't have a problem necessarily, right, with someone being 33, 34 years old, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't think someone at that age is out of the running, right? But when we look at this squad and we see so many young players, and then we see Carrie Pierre's name. What is that telling us?
Brother, we have to...
Press conference, Kevin. We have a question for the press conference.
Well, listen to this. Listen to this. Listen to this. The fellow performed well. The fellow performed well. The fellow did well at first class. I in the West Indies, we tend to, when people reach a certain age, we tend to get rid of them. Oh, they're too old. If the man is doing well, give him a chance. You remember Mr. Ulhaq? Right? So for Pakistan. So we need to give players, like he did well at, even though you say, and I agree, it's our first class system, first class, whether it be first class or a one day, right? Whenever a person performs well, we have to give them a chance, and he has performed well. So let's give him a chance.
Yeah.
Even at because the best left arm spinner in the West Indies, in Akil Hussain, is not playing the longer format of the game.
Do you think this is maybe an eye towards broadening the pool or widening the
Yes, yeah.
especially for the 50 with the World Cup down the road?
Yeah, so we need to have multiple players that we can and say, okay, this is hard to leave for this man. Let's do that. I don't have a problem with that. And we need the experience. We need experience wherever we go.
I'll give him this. He's a wily veteran, right? He's a wily veteran. He knows how to go about his game. Carrie Pierre is a very headsy player.
I'll ask you this. Would you leave LeBron out of Lakers team, right?
No.
And he's closer to our age.
But talking about bowlers, fella, there's another name which is glaringly absent, and that is Kemar Roach. I think Kemar Roach should have been on this A team. And I'll tell you what, we know he's experienced, but I think he should have been in at least one of the unofficial test matches.
He's in England, Sammy.
And the fact that he's not there says to me that perhaps he's injured and we're not hearing anything. Because as Kevin noted the last time, he should have been playing for Surrey, right? In the recent county match or what have you. Based on what I've picked up, he signed up for 4 county matches. He's only played 2. So what's happening? So I think there's a question mark on Roach.
Load management.
Right, but as I'm saying, so at least have him in for one of the unofficial tests, like the second unofficial test, bring him in.
Now you don't need Roach. You don't need Roach at this. Give youngsters. This is a time where you give a youngster a chance. Roach could turn up any day.
All right.
I would have to agree with Sammy here. I think at least one of those matches, because Kemar Roach is not 30 years old anymore. He's not 29. He is 36, turning 37 years old this year. You understand me? It takes a little bit more to get them gears going. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So I personally think if the deal with Surrey was for 4 matches, we're past that phase right now. I don't know what else is what else it entails, but he should have been back in the Caribbean and preparing for the test series. Gets at least one of these games, because I said a couple of months ago, I hope Craig Braithwaite and company get some game time in this South Africa series, because the last thing we need is what happened last year with all these players showing up in England unprepared, and it showed in the first test match. Weather aside, they were all unprepared, right? So reps and sets. There's no substitute.
Just to add to that, so Craig Braithwaite is in for the
second match,
unofficial test, right? Yeah. And here's a thought: Kavim Hodge plays one match, the first match. You know what that says to me? That says to me that Cricket West Indies already have Kavim Hodge lined up for the Australian Test Series.
Yeah.
Atenes, there is still a question mark there.
He's in all three squads.
And that is why I think they have him in both to say, look, we need to see some more from you. That's my view on that. One other thing before I come off of this, Tevin Imlach. Since Tevin Imlach is going to captain the first unofficial test, does that mean he's third in line after Warrington? I
am tempted to think so. I am even tempted to think before Warrington gets that chance to captain the West Indies, Imlach might be doing that. You understand me?
You got to stand up with the bat, though. Fellas, but the problem here that we're talking about with all these different things about, like, even not knowing where Kimar Roach is. Again, West Indies Cricket Board, the people, if any of you listen to this, we are just fans. We don't know a lot. The one thing we know,
we don't know a lot about what's going on behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. But one thing I learned in my years, right? And my wife trying to tell me this a lot, that we need to communicate better. Right? Right? We need to communicate. And in the Caribbean, we have a culture of not communicating.
Yeah.
Fans, and a lot of times when this happens, it leaves a lot of the talk. And we like talk in the Caribbean.
Rumors them spreading.
Yes.
Because the thing is, information is currency. You understand me? Information is currency. And I've been saying this for a long time. Like a few years ago when Jaden Seals went to South Africa and he got injured in that first test, which gave Shamar Joseph the chance to be where he is right now. Joseph plays in the second test, picks up a 5-wicket haul. The rest is history, right? But all we knew was Jaden Seals was injured. Cricket West Indies said nothing else after that. There were no updates. Hey, look, this is where we are with Jaden Seals. There are people who genuinely care about West Indies cricketers. You understand? And certain information, you don't give nobody nothing that needs to be protected. You understand?
Right.
You're telling people what okay, this is what's going on with the young man. This is where we are in terms of his rehab. This is what we got planned for him. You'll be amazed how many hearts and minds you win with those little things.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, fellas. So when looking at the one-day squad, game starts on Wednesday. How do you think we'll fare, Walter, against South Africa?
No, it should be competitive. It should be competitive. We are at home. I know who am I looking for? I'm looking for Atenes to stand up and make 100. He needs to make 100 at this. Definitely looking at Kelvin Anderson. I know he will take the opportunity. Jediah Blades, he needs this. This is a step up. He's played at the highest level. I think, will do well.
And he's expected to go to England, I think, too.
Yes, Jai Gooley. He is doing. He is finally living up to some expectation because he was in that 2016 on the 19 squad that won. All right. I really like Shakir Paris. Right. We have our old veterans, Marquino Minley and Pierre, and I think that they do well. And I'm looking to see Gillon Tyson crack it up a little. I hope he plays. And O'Shane Thomas. Right. I think that the O'Shane should say, you know what, this is my time, and really bowl fast. I hope he's fit. Hope he's work. I think with him is a fitness problem, and I don't get it. I don't get it why these young men Their body is one of the things I'll use a basketball reference. I'm not the biggest LeBron fan, but one of the things that I respect that he does is look after his body. You guys are getting paid. You guys live in a place where we get good food, not this nonsense we eating in the global north, right? So I'm getting the good food, right? And you guys get access to it. Take advantage. Train. I think he lives in Antigua. You got one of the best training facility in the Caribbean. So yeah.
Sammy, anybody in particular you looking for to do something special in this one day series?
Athens, both in terms of being the captain, right? And with the bat. Because I do feel, in terms of the 50 over matches and in the unofficial tests, he's still being watched. He's still got to show some maturity to get him into that Australian.
Yeah.
That game against the Australian, or games against the Australian.
Yeah.
So I'll be watching at him. In terms of other players, of course, Kevlon Anderson, right? Here is where, I know you always say that, look, the West Indies first-class setup is not fit for purpose. We got to debate that one of these days, right? But outside of that now you're facing a team outside of the West Indies, right? So this is going to be, I think, a good test to see, okay, Kevlon Anderson really is giving us the goods. Right, so those two fellas I'd be looking at.
This is for Anderson. This is a chance to prove that outside of the West Indies that he is, because he actually was supposed to go to South Africa a couple of years ago with that A team that went, right?
Mm.
My thoughts on Anderson is, there's some players. When you look at them, you go, here's a young man that can succeed at the higher level. He passes the eye test. You understand? For me, he passes the eye test. The way how he approaches his game, what I see in him, I don't see in a lot of other batsmen around the West Indies. Right? It's like a Brian Lara. You understand? Not saying he's Brian Lara, but right now in this generation, all of the middle order batsmen that are currently who are not in the test team, he's head and shoulders above them. You understand me? He is currently head and shoulders above them. So this is somebody, while I do believe there's a very good chance that he might be included in the squad, I don't think they should risk him in the series, right? But I would love to see him next year repeat what he did this year, right? Come to the Super 50, do his thing, go to the 4-day tournament, do his thing. That is the person that I'm truly looking for to make a move in the one-day squad, because there are spots open in the West Indies one-day squad, in the middle order. There are spots open. Kevlon Anderson gives me a bit of a Shea Hope vibe in how he approaches his cricket, right?
So you say you don't want him in the squad for Australia?
No, I don't have a problem if he gets in the squad. I don't think he should be played
in the 11. Of course not.
Yes,
okay,
right.
Okay.
That is why I didn't put him in my 11, right? I don't think he should be played.
Yeah. But he needs to be in the setup, just being amongst the guys. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So and you're at home. It's not going to be costly to you don't have to fly him else to some
exactly.
other continent. So
there's also a chance here. There's also a chance here for this young Jamaican. I watched him a bit. Javel Glenn. He seems like he's starting to figure his game out, and this is good for Jamaica cricket, right? This is good for Jamaica cricket because they're in a place right now where they got no business being. Jamaica being traditionally one of the stronger territories in West Indies first class tournaments, right? Yeah. It's good to see someone represent outside of Marquino Minley. It is good to see someone representing for Jamaica, right? O'Shane is a Leeward Islands man right now. So, but we know he's a full yardie, but he's a Leeward Islands man right now.
Hey, a name that we didn't see, we should remember, is Jermaine Blackwood. He tried to make a comeback.
Listen, Blackwood had a good start to the 4-day tournament, right?
And he fell away.
And he fell away miserably. I think he tried too hard, right? I think he tried too hard. I think that was the problem. He just needed to come out and play his game, but it seemed like he wanted to prove a point. Just calm yourself down and play cricket. Play cricket.
Mm-hmm.
Big series with Mikhail Louis, Walter.
Yep. He all the West Indian players that played cricket before, they are under immense pressure to perform well against South Africa in the unofficial test. They need to stand up and do something.
Here's something to note. Squad for the second A-team test, Shamar Joseph name is there.
Yep. I like that. I'll tell you what I like for the A team. I liked, as I told you, I want to see how Ali Mohammed goes. Obviously, Kevlin Anderson and all the West Indian players, and the Johan Lane. I want to see how. I'm excited to see, because I think he has talent. I'm excited. I hope he plays. I'm excited to see how he goes. And we all know right now, John Campbell, Mikhail Louis are fighting for that spot.
There's no fight there. There's no fight.
You don't think
there's no fight, Walter. There's no fight there.
Anyways,
let me ask you a question. You don't think there's a reason why John Campbell's name was put in that pot?
Well, yes. So
that wasn't my coincidence.
if Mr. What's his name? Why am I looking? Mr. Goes on. Mikhail Louis goes and scores a big 100, a double 100.
No.
Okay.
All it is runs under his belt.
Okay.
If West Indies gets into a position where, for whatever reason, they have to consider Mikhail Louis, they might as well go with Kevlin Anderson.
Exactly.
Right? If you're in a desperate spot and you're looking for somebody, you might as well say, yo, Kevlin, you're up next.
As you said, we need to work on his game a lot more. Yep.
Anyways, fellas, so prediction for the one day series between South Africa and West Indies, eh? Anybody, what we going? 2-1, South Africa winning, what we doing?
2-1 West Indies. I going with my team West Indies home. I'm blinded by my loyalty to the Maroon.
Let me tell you something.
All the games are at Darren Sammy Stadium, right?
Yeah, which I think is the quickest pitch in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So have a good groundsman or curator.
Yeah.
One of the best.
This is a good South Africa A squad. Make no mistake about that, right? And if we know anything about South Africa A, this is going to be a good test to see where our next, who got next. This is going to be a good test for them. All right. There's a young man here from this South Africa A squad that I'm particularly looking to see how he goes. Luhandre Pretorius. Belligerent. I'm eager to see how he goes. But that's that for the A tour, fellas. Just like the West Indies A squad playing against South Africa A on Wednesday morning, the senior men's team will be taking on Ireland. Thoughts on that one, Sam?
Well, I think, if I can probably just call my 11, probably could start there.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Have Hope, King, Django, Lewis, Andrew, Chase, Ford, the two Josephs, Moti, and Seals. That's it for me.
No Casey Carty. I mean, I think the last one day international Casey Carty. Oh well, that was against England. He did make a century recently.
Yeah.
So I'm not selecting an 11. Yeah. What I'm hoping for, because John Campbell is actually supposed to be playing in the Ireland leg of the tour, right? John Campbell is supposed to be on the Ireland leg of the tour for the 1 days. So we'll see how that. But other than that, Walter, who are you expecting? Who you think should be having a big series?
All right.
So kind of cement themselves in this going forward.
Can I give my team first?
Absolutely. Knock yourself out.
So my team is Evan Lewis, Brandon King, Casey Carty at 3, Shai Hope, Royston Chase, Amir Django, Matthew Ford, Moti, Greaves, Josephs, and Seals. And this is based on the fact that some of our players are still in the IPL, and we don't know.
You said one Joseph or two Joseph?
One Joseph, because we don't know what's happening to Shamar. Right, so I've
right.
left him,
yeah.
I've left him out based on that. Again, West Indies cricket communication people, right? So, and who I expect to have, Brandon King. Brandon King needs to score 100. Need to score some runs in this tour. Casey Carty also need to continue the great form that he's been having. I know that Royston Chase will want to prove a point, given his new. So I like that. Amir Django, if he gets a chance, I'm giving him. He needs to grab it. The bowlers, Matthew Ford, I need to see the continued upward trajectory, and I need to see. I'm liking the fact that Seals is going to get a chance to play against a team like Ireland, and he needs to dominate. Joseph needs to be the lead of this attack right now. And Justin Greaves, I'm just having he's going to play. He plays hard, and he's only in the team because at this point because of the others are not there.
Yeah, I forgot that. So yeah, I would have to take out Shamar and put in Greaves. But given that we're in Ireland, shouldn't we give Joel Andrew a nod? So granted, he hasn't done too well.
You stole my question. I was just going to put that question to the two y'all. Wouldn't this be the perfect place to nod Joel Andrew?
Not the first ODI.
Why not?
Somebody got to do stupidness first.
No, man. I don't believe so.
People,
listen, I am not discounting Ireland. You understand? But the likes of Casey Carty and them are already established in the West Indies one-day squad. You understand me? This is a perfect chance to say, hey, Joel, go and do your thing. And this is happy hunting ground for him. He made a century there last year. You understand? This is happy hunting ground for him. 145 he made.
Yeah.
The last ODI, Carty made 95, Django made 104. Right? So Evan Lewis and Brandon King are the established openers. Rice and Chase have to play. So at this particular point in time, who is he playing in front of?
I just said it. It's okay for somebody to take a seat. It's not an indictment against them. It's, hey, we already know what you bring to the table I would like to see what Joel Andrew can do.
That's why I said I'm not doing this right now. I'm giving him the second ODI. Let these guys get some confidence, and then say, you know what?
So
All right.
I think what Walter might be getting at is, if let's say West Indies win the first two, you bring in
No,
Joel Andrew on the
No,
third in
Sammy,
Ireland.
I'm giving him the second ODI. I
The second
want,
one.
yes, I want these. I don't want to dent the confidence of these fellas. You see, guys,
Mm.
Sammy, you teach the older folks. I teach the younger folks. We all got children. These banners is some fragile boys, you know. It's this generation, you know. So you gotta be careful. You gotta understand, as a mental health worker and as an educator, I understand sports. I understand how these people are. So they will take with time. These fellas did well the last ODI against Bangladesh. This happened. These fellas go feel, even though okay, they had a 9 to 5. Let me go and make some runs. And it's okay. All right. Communication. Mr. Carty, you've been doing well for the last year. This is, you will play. Let's see how Joel plays. Especially if you make a big 100. You gotta understand, you gotta treat these guys nice, you know, like, you know, or hope sit down after them.
So you taking the coaxing pattern.
Yes.
Hand on the shoulder.
You gotta nurture these fellas.
Like nurturing type of leadership, right?
Yeah, these boys soft. It's not a thing, it's a generation we working in. I mean, and the thing is I know, there's a thing, and I'm being even as a mental health, we all have been there, right? And it's a thing. It is a thing, right? And players in the past have not been dealt with that. Everybody's done. We done with Bravo because he ain't got manners. Kick you out. Kick out Desmond Haynes. We done with he all.
Walter, I agree with you. And Lisa would agree to that. Yeah, the young generation is, you know, softer than us, right? But here's what I would say though. I would say, all right, fine. Let Carty play 1 and 2, and depending on how those things go, we let Andrew take the third one, because we got to remember too that we're looking to
points
for points in this whole lead up to the ODI World Cup. So we have to balance those things out. So I take your point on that. And of course with Greaves too. I forget any word at all on Shamar Joseph? Anything you pick up from the IPL? Because I think we gotta go to the Indians now to see what's happening.
He hasn't played LSG played today. He hasn't played a game. He hasn't played again.
But is he down there?
I'm not sure if he's there.
Okay.
You understand?
All right.
I'm not sure if he's there.
Another question for the press conference.
Fellows, Sammy.
All right.
But Kevin give you a team, yeah?
I already told y'all I'm not picking a team.
You're not picking a team.
Just now.
You're just looking for standout players.
So here's what I want to ask.
My buddy.
Right? Well,
my buddy is my friend from long. You need Sammy. So them running away. Hey.
Them can't run away from.
Hey, Kevin, you gotta give me some.
Listen. I just want to see them men play. You understand?
All right. I fear. I'm answering you.
But here's what you think if West Indies were to bat first? Is Ireland chilly conditions? What would be a fair total to set the Irish?
I was looking at the pitch. And it's apparently it's even between bat and ball. This is what it's saying.
I should have checked the par score for Clontarf.
That's what we need to check. Yeah,
I should have checked the par score. But last time the lads were down there, the full squad that being when John Campbell and Shea Hope had a feast prior to the 2019 World Cup.
237.
237 is the bar score.
Mm.
So they got some work to do. So because the thing about it is this Irish squad is a very, very, very feisty squad. And they always seem to play well when they come up against West Indies.
Yeah, because we're much better than them.
And
If
you mentioned something just now about mental health, right? And I think the Irish have gotten into the minds of West Indian players. I think the Irish have gotten into the minds of West Indian players. It's not a psychological thing, right?
Apparently,
on paper, our players are better than their players, man for man. But when it comes down to doing it as a unit, is where we are failing. The last time down when the Irish came to the West Indies, it wasn't nothing special. But guess what the Irish did? The basics. That's what they did. They did the basics. That's how they won that series, by doing the basics. Walter, you're trying to say something.
It's best to bat first on this score.
Yeah.
The average second inning score is 194.
I know West Indies like to make a habit of chasing.
The highest total it was us, as you spoke about, the 381 for 3, when Shai Hope and John Campbell had that record partnership. So highest score chased on the ground, 294. Lowest score defended, 141. So highest Bangladesh versus Ireland, and lowest score defended, 141 Pakistan versus, right? Total matches won batting first, matches won bowling first. 7. Oh, this T20, sorry.
How to say?
T20. Yeah, I made a mistake.
If you a few things to consider, the Darren Sammy factor. Granted, yeah, he's been around the white ball team for some time now. But our last 5 matches, we won the last 4, and we won them chasing, right?
Yeah.
And the one that we lost against England
chased.
Batted first. Yeah.
England chased. We don't
But this is on the West Indies, right?
Yeah, that's in the West Indies.
So,
I personally think West Indies should bat first. Right? I personally think in those conditions, bat first. Because I think we have a bowling attack to defend. But as my mantra is, runs on the board is runs on the board.
Yeah.
Runs on the board is runs on the board. I know the stats sometimes differ and say, well, look, or dictates, well, this is what needs to happen, right? But runs on the board is runs on the board. Put it there and go defend it.
Yeah.
So I think we are good enough for about 315 if we're batting first. I'm looking for 315. 315 runs. I think that's defendable.
Yeah.
Or anything north of 315. Because don't play with the Irish. They know how to chase. You understand? They know how to chase. These young men are very, very methodical in the way how they go about chasing totals. So West Indies needs to make anything north of 315. And Alzari Joseph needs to have a big game. As the leader of the attack, he needs to have a big game.
Who are we looking for other than
Matthew Ford, no?
Other than Balburney, right? For the who should we look for?
Harry Tector.
Okay, yeah.
The wicket keeper, I think his name is Lorcan Tucker, very good batsman also.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good batsman. Now, like I said, and then you have Paul Sterling who can change the course of a run chase.
Yeah.
Or set a target, and he'll put you under pressure real quick. You understand? So West Indies have got to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to Ireland. They've got to be. The Irish are not the team that they were back in the day when they just laid down and roll over. These men come to win. They play the game to win. The mentality that they bring to the games now, they're not showing up just to say, oh, we played against the West Indies, or we played against Australia, or we played against England or Pakistan. They're actually showing up with the mentality that they can create an upset. And I'm certain when how they looking at West Indies, they're not looking at the West Indies as an upset. They're looking at it as just another scalp.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Anyways, fellas. What we're looking at in terms of the opening pair for West Indies, are we going Lewis and I think both of you named Lewis and
Lewis and King.
Brandon King.
Yeah, I name mine, Lewis, King, Carty, Hope, Chase, Django. Those are top 6 for me.
Okay, what's your top 6, Sam?
I would go with Walters because he made a good case for Carty over Andrew.
I have to agree with Walters top 6.
Yeah.
Andrew
disappointed in the breakout league, but the hunger is there, and so if they throw him in, I won't mind. But
yeah, I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't argue if they throw him in.
What I like about Joel Andrew is he can change the course of a game in just a couple of overs. You understand?
Yeah. Positive.
And, he's very, very positive. He doesn't play, and it gets him in trouble. He doesn't play the scoreboard. Right?
Is Gerald Andrew a talent, or is he a generational talent?
He's a talent.
Is Gerald Andrew talented, or is he a generational?
He's talented.
Okay.
I'm not qualified to say.
Anyways, fellas, good chat.
Fellas, one thing before we go, I know we didn't plan this, but I will say it. We got to give the ladies a thing, so I'll give them people, my squad. They're on thing. I like the ladies. I watch it more than everybody. So my squad for they're playing also is Haley Matthews, Kiana, Shemaine, Zaida James, Stephanie. If she's not
if she's fit enough.
If she's fit. If she's not fit, I'll play Liliana Grayman. If not, Liliana will sit and Stephanie will play 6, Shinika, Alia, Fletcher, Janella Gasgo, Cherry and Fasia, and Chris Maramarak. That's my team for.
Chanel Henry's not there?
No, she's injured.
Oh, she's injured.
Injured in the game.
Yeah, that's right. No remember it.
And Chris and female Chris Gale is also injured.
Who's female Chris Gale?
Dotted.
Oh, the world boss.
Yeah.
So we got 3 matches to kind of consume.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see how we can maneuver our way across the 3 matches because they're gonna overlap some.
Yeah, and I tried to pick a balanced team. I was thinking about our Guyanese girl, the Munisar instead of Glasgow, but we already got spinners and we played in England, so I also picked 3 medium placers, and Janella Glasgow is also good with the bat. So yeah.
Okay.
My last comment was going to be about the ladies too, but not to do what Walter did, which is fine by the way, of course.
Yeah.
But just to state that we need to have an episode to talk about the ladies themselves. The craziness of last week kind of disrupted things, but we needed to talk about them, the Guyana team winning the T20 Blaze, and then to talk about the women now in England and what have you.
Absolutely.
One question I would ask though is, should Lakshman have gone to England?
Yes.
Remember Guyana had her bowl in that Super Over.
I
In
think
the
that
place, but if she goes in the place of who, Walter?
yeah,
Walter.
In the place of who?
it would have been hard. It would have been hard. It would have been hard. I would like for her to been there.
Here's the question. Here's the question.
Let me see.
Each and every one of the ladies that are in England right now, right? Do they deserve to be there? In your estimation?
Every one of them. Every one of them deserve to be there. The only one I could see what is Mandy Mangru, but I understand why they're picking her because she's technically correct. She just got something wrong with her mental, right? She is like we talk about I she could bat,
Mm-hmm.
right? But she like Carl Hooper. She's look like she bat and just do some stupid things. Like you could see that she got like 3 shots in her mind at the same time. I like her.
So it's a lack of clarity, it looks like.
So and I see and because we don't play enough cricket, I realize they're putting her in that environment and we have to know where. So it's really and truly it's very hard. It was hard for her to make. Some people say in front of Ashwini Monasar, but no, you can't do that. She should be there to be a study of Afi Fletcher, but on the study of Afi Fletcher, but it's that she's not gonna make the team because she's not gonna make the team in front of Afi Fletcher.
Mm.
So yes, unless they're taking her like another spot, she can't. She literally everybody here deserve to make. The only person I would take out is Jajara Claxton, and I would have added Connell, but I don't. It seems like she and that.
But Claxton is one of the young shining stars of this
Yeah,
West Indies cricket.
yeah, but I still think that Shamela Connell got something in her and left. She's still the fastest bowler in the Caribbean. She still has a lot of experience. I don't know what's
You
happening.
think she's faster than Claxton?
Yeah. She's the faster bowler. From looking at the eye, but I don't know if they measure it. But I think she should have still. I don't know. It seemed like the Dites and them are not a big fan of Connell, so they don't.
So England should this English tour should tell us a lot about where our ladies are right now
Mm-hmm.
in terms of getting some experience and the competitiveness. All right, this England tour is going to tell us a lot about that. Anyways, fellas, it was good catching up with you guys tonight. We're gonna do it again real soon. As is the norm, West Indies cricket in we blood, it in we veins.
West Indies cricket is
Cricket is
family.
family. All right.
Yeah.
Catch you guys later.